Hello, I'm live. This is an afternoon taste challenge. This morning I did a Dawnbusters taste challenge. And I couldn't really tell that Grand Legacy from the other one. What have I learned about Grand Legacy? It's just run of the mill American blended whiskey like the rest of them. It's inexpensive, if you want to say cheap. And it's not worse than the others, but it's not better. It's just in the mix. And for $10.99, a huge bottle, I'm not complaining. Big jug bottle, handle bottle. I mean, I'll be able to tell it apart from some of the oddities of that, like Bellows Club whiskey, because that one's so unpleasant, as I learned from doing taste challenges, that I can't get it wrong. And the King Square, which is such a weird one, it's not bad. It's just so strange. You can't confuse with anything else. And then Seagram 7 Crown, which is so much better than the other American blended whiskey, so obviously better that I won't get it mixed up with that. But all the rest is just like a big, it's like throwing confetti in the air, and wherever it lands and is just going to land in haphazardly. There's no differentiation. These are interesting. This is the Sköl Dry White. That's what it says. Sköl Dry White. And it is living up to its name. It is dry. It's not white. They're all clear. They're not silver. They're not white. They're clear. But they don't like to say clear rum, just like they don't like to say thin beer, right? They're not going to say Bud Thin. They say Bud Light. Okay? Light beer. Not thin beer, not dyed beer. Not clear rum, white or silver, or all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Imported from where? I don't know. They just say the West Indies somewhere. We know somewhere down there probably. But I don't know. Maybe it's from Bermuda out in the Atlantic, but I seriously doubt that. Imported by and bottled for J.A. Doherty Sons Company, Distillers, Owensboro, Kentucky. Okay. Owensboro, yeah. Glenmore, that's Sazerac Company. J.A. Doherty and Sons was a real company, but then 100 years ago, 100 years ago, 1919, they got bought out. J.A. Doherty he started the company, but he didn't really do much with it. His sons are the ones that made it big, and that's why it's called J.A. Doherty's Sons Distillers. But then when the sons died, from what I was reading, the rest of the family was like, prohibition starting. Let's just get out. Cash out, which was probably a very good decision. There it is, clear. You know how much this liter, that's a liter. That's not a 750. That's a liter, a 1,000 milliliter bottle. And it cost me $6.99. And that's a good value. Except that I found one bottle for $5.99 at International Market. That was the Castillo rum from Bacardi. I was so shocked. I looked on that shelf and my jaw dropped. I was like, oh. I thought I was getting a great deal, and I paid $7.99 for that liter bottle of Castillo Silver. And I was getting a good deal, but when I saw it for $5.99, I said, it never ceases to amaze me in Louisiana. You think you're getting a good deal, then you found something that's way better. Strange that they got a smooth cap. There's no texture on it, like for gripping. Guess it doesn't matter, but if you were working in the house and your hands were oily from doing the cooking or something, you'd have trouble. You'd just be slipping on there. Nice built-in pourer glass, too. This is not one of those funky plastic handle bottles. That's glass. And this is the older label, the older 2019 label, because there's a new 2019 label. This was the early part of the year. There's a new, more colorful label. If you look on the Captain Morgan website, I put a link below. This is not a rum they've been making a long time. Captain Morgan? Yeah, a long time ago. Seagram started Captain Morgan back in the 1940s, spiced rum, and then later overproof rum and gold rum. And Diageo bought it when Seagram's imploded in the year 2000. Captain Morgan, it's got embossed glass on it, cross swords and CM, Captain Morgan, a real person. He was the governor of Jamaica, the British colony of Jamaica back in the 1600s, Caribbean white rum. But it's not from Jamaica. It's named after him, and he didn't look like this guy on the bottle, but you know, that's marketing, people. Marketing, people. It's from St. Croix in the United States, Virgin Islands, not Jamaica. Oh well, how many people buying Captain Morgan worry about that? You say exactly, you and nobody else. Exactly, right. I'll never figure that code out. Makes no sense to me. Oh, I'm sure it makes sense to somebody who needs to know when it was distilled and bottled, but to me, it's like some meaningless numbers in a strange sequence. I don't even see a code on the Sköl, but I'm assuring you it's on there somewhere. Cap Morgan, it was $19.99 for that bottle. If I'd have bought it at Mathern's, I could have got it for $18.99. But I waited around. See, I was like, I'll get that sale price later, maybe in a week. Guess what? A week later, not on sale. Haha, you got tricked because you waited. So I was down about it. I wasn't really too down about it, but I went to a few days later in the newspaper, there was a coupon from Diageo. They run those about 3-4 times a year. It's $8 off if you get to get 2 different bottles of. They listed the brands, and then there's a whole bunch. And if you bought 4 bottles, you got $16. You know, it just kept going the more you bought, obviously, to try to encourage you to buy a lot. So I went with the $8 discount, and I bought a bottle, the Captain Morgan. It had to be at least 2 750s. You could go higher. It just had to be, the minimum was 750 and 750. But I bought a 750 at Johnny Walker Red Label. That was $22.99. Then Captain Morgan for $19.99. But then I got so I split it 4 to 4. Let's say $4 off the Johnny Walker and $4 off the Captain Morgan. So let's say $15.99. That's a deal. For that huge bottle, it's $10.99 for a 750 at Walmart. I didn't pour enough Captain Morgan. There is only one Captain Morgan. Only one Captain Morgan in this house. Made a little burp. Goes, it's releasing air. 5 times distilled. Sköl, I do not know. I know Captain Morgan won a silver medal at the 2014 World Spirits Competition. I have a feeling it's won more than that. They're only listing that one on Proof 66, but I'm not sure how much they update their website. I think Proof 66 gonna wind up like the Beer and Me, which was a really good beer website. To me, it was better than Beer Advocate and better than Rate Beer. It had a lot more available, from what I could tell. But it had one thing. There was one thing it didn't have: a lot of followers. So it went down the dump, down the tubes. And I knew the guy that ran it. Well, I knew him on the internet, and he abandoned his own site. He was like, "You can run it if you want. Pay the $70 a year." I said, "Haha, I wouldn't pay 7 cents a year." So I let it crash and burn and die. Clear. Won't have to worry about the color since they're the same. G and JK says, "Ahoy, matey! Ahoy, matey! Welcome, G and JK. Join me for this Caribbean journey on the beautiful yacht, Captain Morgan, the Captain Morgan yacht." And we have this rickety Old boat, the Sköl. You say, but you got it cheap. Sometimes the motor starts and sometimes it doesn't. But can that old rickety contraption compete with the glorious beauty and fabulous cachet of Captain Morgan White with all the Diageo money behind it and the endless television commercials for it that I see on every Major League Baseball game and football game that I watch? How many times have I seen a Sköl advertisement in my life? You know how many? Just as many times as you have. Never. Not to mention magazine and radio. You don't hear radio ads for that, and you're not going to because it sells itself. Oh, well, you might go to a liquor store and see a poster, point of sale, they call it, saying, this month only, it's rum month, and get something Sköl. You will see that. I've even seen point of sale for Hartley Brandy, of all things. And Hartley Brandy has a brand new label. I said, look at Diageo. I said, look at Sazerac. Can't run her website. They worse. No one's worse than Pabst. But they trying to get as bad as. But look at them updating Hartley's homely little label to a less homely little label. It looks almost legitimate now. Now, I got to admit, some of the Sazerac brand websites are dynamite, but their company website is trash. Used to be nice, but I have a feeling October 2019 is going to come back and look fabulous because that's when supposedly the Sazerac experience is opening in New Orleans, a free tour all about cocktails and their products and everything. So I said, well, you can look on their website now. They have that kind of semi ready to go, like the Sazerac experience, New Orleans, Louisiana. And it just say opening fall 2019. But then it's got a list of a lot of their brands, and you can click the brands, and then it'll bring up like Southern Comfort website and all that stuff. All right. Reed Geeb 2 says Sköl Dry is better. I don't know what's going to be better, but I'm going to say this. I think the Captain Morgan White is good, and I mean really good. But the Sköl is way better than you would think. Now, I hear people saying Sköl vodka, that's the pits, horrible, trash, garbage, filth. It's like the Four Loko of vodka, all of it, I never had Sköl vodka, so I wouldn't know. I see it at Walmart. I see big bottles, small bottles, the medium, the 750s. I see Sköl at racetrack gas station. I'm thinking, if it's that bad, how could it be that popular? But then, of course, I see Four Loko everywhere. Four Loko. Now they got sour grape. I said, not in this guy's life. Four Loko. I was one and done. Yeah, I drank the whole can. No, I did not throw up. But I watched the Super Bowl, and I swear I don't remember it. I know I watched it. I do know I watched the game because I remember the next morning thinking, I know I watched that game or parts of it. I said, I don't know how people drink this stuff. It's like you just soon. I said I could just take drugs, but of course they're probably more expensive than Four Loko. If you're going to get addicted, it's a low expense addiction. It'd be a catastrophic addiction. Your body will be wrecked and your life will go downhill rapidly. But it wouldn't cost a whole lot. Get involved with heroin, cocaine, and all that. You're going to pay some money. And you're going to be waiting on a man with $20 in your hand, and he's never early. He's always late. The first thing you learn is you're going to wait. Okay, but so I don't want it. I don't need it. It ain't happening. But I said, look at Four Loko. Even Four Loko's getting into sour beers. What's next? A Four Loko Brut IPA? Well, this smells pretty dry. It smells pretty woody. It smells pretty charcoal. It smells pretty... well, I think I said already that the Sköl has like a peppery note. Like, they don't use black pepper in it, but it's got some kind of peppery note, and I don't know where that's coming from. It's clean. Like in the movie from 1979. Hey, clean. Where's the puppy? The other one's Lancer, where's the puppy? Got the Viet Cong shooting at him. He's worried about shooting at him. He's worried about a puppy. All right. This one's a little more sugary and full in the nose in the sense that it's more like a bouquet of sweetness, which is making me think it's the Captain Morgan. I have seen people shotgun 3 24-ounce Four Locos. I don't want to even think those thoughts. I mean, that's like somebody tells me something at work. Man, let me tell you what happened about this gruesome injury. I was like, I don't want to hear about that. I realize they have gruesome injuries. Don't want to hear about it, and I sure don't want to see the video on your phone. So it's like hearing about people shotgunning for like that's what I don't want to hear about it. Okay. Pretty clean though, and it's pretty well done. Get a little wood, white oak. I'm telling you, I bet they filter this through a lot of different charcoals. It's like Sazerac has it now. Sazerac bought it last year. What is it called? Myers is, in that dark bottle, and it's dark as night, that dark night rum. They filter it through. You ain't gonna ever find out. Just like Bacardi, it's a patent. I don't know if it's patented, but you know what I'm saying. It's a secret proprietary blend of various woods making up the charcoal, and you are not going to find out. Have a good day, Ronald. He says, no, I don't blame you. Okay, well, if you got to drop off, have a good day yourself. Okay. I don't think Sköl is junk. If somebody tells you don't try it, it's junk, don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't lie to you. No, not much. And so if it was trash, I would just say this is garbage and I hate it. Oh, very woody. See, that's what you don't get with those American blended whiskeys, except for Seagram 7 Crown. But those American blended whiskeys, you say, well, it's aged in wood for sometimes up to 4 years. Yeah, but it just doesn't pick it up. You got to search for it. It's like you got to work through it to pick up any wood. So it's like, why would you do that? And anyway, nobody's doing that. They're buying blended American whiskey to mix with Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew or whatever they do, and they drinking it. Okay. And is there anything wrong with that? No. That's what it's created for, really. And that's that old story about going to a bar and give me a Jim Beam and Coke. You'll get a Beam and Coke, all right, but it's going to be a Beams, apostrophe S, 8-star, almost assuredly. You say Beams, 8-star. That stuff's only 20% straight bourbon whiskey. It's 80% grain spirits. It's only aged 2 years. And that's what you're paying for. And you're paying $9 for that mixed drink. If you're lucky, you might pay $7. You say, I went on happy hour. I only paid $5.50. Yeah, but you could have bought a whole bottle of Beams 8-star for like $16.99. And you could have made about 30 mixed drinks. Got to watch these bars, man. I was watching one at the restaurant last month, and I said, was it last month or earlier this month? I said, what's she making that vodka martinis? Vodka. I say, look, Rickaloff vodka. I said, it's like $5.99 a bottle. Okay, this is a little sweeter on the right side. Could be your left and my right hand. It's a little sweeter. Little candy sweetness. Well, what do you think rum's made of? Sugar. Light molasses for the white. You know what makes the gold rum gold? The charred barrels, and age, but mainly caramel color. Oh, there's no law against that. You say, hold on a minute, back up. I'm paying all kind of money for colored rum. It's making it look gold. Exactly. And I'm afraid some of those beers out there have caramel coloring because, well, at least Foster's ale will tell you caramel color. Some of these, I say, ain't no way that could be that dark and taste like ordinary stuff. I'm not going to name the brands, but you know what I'm talking about. Certain Pennsylvanian traditional lagers, certain Central Texas so-called Bock beers. Yeah, Bock beer at 4.5% alcohol. I'm sure, really. Okay. Yet it tastes unusually like regular old beer. Okay, sweet. Over here. Dry as the desert. Dry as a drought. Dry as my humor. It's got to be Sköl. And oh, that charcoal. Yeah, it really does have a lot of charcoal. Boy, I used to love Old English 800 brand malt liquor when it was filtered through charcoal. Oh, yeah, but that was like 22 years ago. It used to say it right on the can, charcoal filtered. That was at Stroh's in Detroit, Michigan. And it was a malt liquor. How many, well, you know, Stroh's got bought out by Pabst, and it was bye-bye charcoal and hello, whatever they use. Is Old English as good as it used to be before the buyout? No, it is not. They used to make a charcoal filtered Jim Beam, Beam's Choice. Yeah, Jim Beam Choice. It was in a green label. It was better than Jim Beam. But Jim Beam got bought out by Suntory, and it was bye-bye charcoal and hello Mass Pro. Well, I'm not stressing on it. I don't even care. All right, I have a bottle of that Jim Beam pre-prohibition or whatever it's called. I don't even think they barely have it listed on their website. You got to look for it. Like when you look in the product it list, it doesn't show it, but keep searching, you'll find it. All right. I like the dry aspects, kind of like that beer they used to make called Asahi Dry. Well, they still make that. I'm sorry. I mean, Olympia Dry. You say Olympia Dry? Yeah. Back before the buyout, I bought some Olympia Dry, multiple cans in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at Albertsons in 1998. Back when Olympia was made at the Olympia, the old, what was it? Olympia, Washington. Brewery. Boy, that was good. And it got bought out, and boy, then it was gone. Oh, man. I used to like those super dry beers. Bud Dry, Olympia Dry, Coors Dry. I tried that once. Trying to think of all the other ones. They used to have a Keystone Dry, but I never got to try. I don't think I ever tried it. I might have tried it before I started collecting cans, but I don't believe so. No, I'd have kept that can. Michelob Dry. Oh, what a great beer. Michelob Dry. Oh, man. They're so crisp. They're so clean and crisp. They were just so. But people wouldn't buy them because they'd say dry. Oh, what does that mean? It's like, look it up. But they couldn't explain to the consumers what that meant. They thought the beer was going to make them thirsty. And so they didn't buy it. I used to buy Bud Dry 12 packs for $5.98 at Mathern's. $5.98. $5.98. In 2010, I went in there and I said, "Where's Bud Dry?" The guy said, "I don't know." So I contacted Budweiser and they said, "Oh, yeah." I mean, Anheuser-Busch. They said, "Well, we discontinued it." I said, "Great. Every beer I like, they discontinue it." Red Dog, can't get it anymore. Still produce, where? Who knows? Coors Extra Gold, a goner for me. It doesn't end. It goes on and on. Michelob Classic Dark. I mean, it just doesn't stop. Heineken Dark. I liked it. No one else on the planet liked it, apparently, so it's gone. Rolling Rock Amber, the red beer. I think these companies say this beer is too good for us. Let's stop making it. People are going to start asking questions like, why is your cheap beer better than the expensive one? Like the Busch Signature Copper Lager, best beer Anheuser-Busch made in 20 years, so it got dropped. All right, so I'm going to say this is the Sköl Dry. Is it better than the Captain Morgan? Sure is nice. Can't say it's better because some people like sweet stuff more. Like you might drink the Captain Morgan and say, I love that candy sweetness. It's very sugary. I like to drink my sugar with coffee and cream. You know, there's people who like sugary stuff, so they would like it more. And then this one, they say, oh, too woody. Tastes like wood. Tastes like toothpick. Tastes like charcoal toothpick. I don't understand that. I'll say it's a tie. The one is not better than the other, which means what? Sköl wins. It wins big. Because if they taste equally quality, if the quality level is the same, but the Captain Morgan's $10.99 for a regular bottle, and the Sköl is $6.99 for a liter bottle, I would have to say that when price is considered, the Sköl runs away with the competition. It's a clear winner. It's not even close. Sorry, Captain Morgan. I don't pay for bottle designs. I don't pay for kind of, I don't know what you call those advertisements on TV. I think they believe that they're cool. Like people are watching think, I'm going to drink Captain Morgan because I'll be cool like these people in a commercial. I don't think anybody would believe that in real life, but these companies think that. Join the party. There's only one Captain Morgan. I watch those commercials and roll my eyes. And you might say, you're jaded because you're 51 years old and you've given up fun. No, because I used to roll my eyes in 1996 when I would see commercials like that when I was 27, and I would roll my eyes and say, give me a break. Okay, so it's not age. It's just me looking at the commercials and rolling my eyes and thinking that they're goofy and smarmy and dumb. But be that as it may, I still think Sköl wins, not by actual taste, but when price is considered. And I think price should be considered because you know what? People have to buy the stuff. I do. You do. So if I got to buy it and you got to buy it, we're going to talk about price. Now you got the purist reviewers like, you should never talk about price. You know, if you talk about price, you disqualify yourself. You're not part of the really the hoi polloi reviewing world, the insiders. Whoever said I wanted to be part of that? I used to be in part of some of those hangout groups, you know, but I don't think they dug what I was saying. When you start deviating from the norm a little bit, you know what I mean? Like you dissent. I don't mean go down, descent. I mean dissent, dissent from the consensus. They might say, well, you're excused. We practice groupthink here, sir. I had a good time. I had good times with rum, says your friend Stan. Thanks for watching, your friend Stan. I think a lot of people have had good times with rum. Some people had too much of a good time. Captain Morgan was the first rum I liked. Well, I never even tried rum until like 2 years ago. So I'm so much of a novice in the world of rum. I'm such a newbie, as they like to say on the streets. All right, so I'm going to say this is the Sköl. Better be this dang Sköl. It is the Sköl. I got it. Now you might say you could be cheating. We don't see what's on those labels. I mean, I could be cheating, but then that would make me insane. And if I was insane, you would pick up on that pretty fast. You know what I mean? Anybody that's going to get on the internet and do taste challenges and cheat is a crazy person. That ain't happening here. I'm not going to cheat. If I lose the next 25 taste challenges, I'm going to just keep losing. I'm not cheating. All right. Sweet Tooth loves Captain Morgan. My dry side loves the Sköl. Would I recommend both? I sure would. Would I buy either one again? Well, I would in theory, you understand, in theory. I'll never buy him again. I know I'll never buy him again because I'll never get back to him. If you look at if you came here and looked in these cabinets and on that shelf, you would say, how could you ever review all that? I mean, you would say, what is this, like a 30-year project? I mean, this is insanity. And I would say, I know. I mean, it cannot, you're never going to come back around. So, and it's fine. I don't have to buy it again. It's not some great, doesn't have to be done. So, that's it. So next week, see, Mondays is out. I can't do a rum review on Monday because I got to drink down that pie hole, that cherry flavored liqueur. I mean, I'm not the kind of person going to run a beer museum or a liquor museum. I'm going to drink it. I'm getting rid of it. I'm drinking it down, people. Like I tell my friend David, he says something like, he said something. I said, I don't care if you keep a beer museum. I said, you could keep those beers for 50 years if you want. It doesn't make any difference to me. I said, I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me, but it doesn't make any sense. It's like those beers are 5, 6, some of them 7, 8 years old. Like, what's the purpose? They're not going to get better. They're just going to taste, you know what they're going to taste like? Old beer. Expensive beer, high quality, elaborate, you know, they all taste like barley wine. So most of what he's got is like 14, 15%. But still going to taste old. Now, if you're into tasting stuff that's old, go ahead. But it doesn't matter to me if he keeps all that stuff forever because I didn't buy any of it. I bought one for him that I'm aware of. That was that Ballantine Burton Ale. He ain't never going to drink. It's been in his fridge. He always says, what do you want to review? Anything in the fridge we can review. I say, how about the Burton? He says, oh, no, not that one. I laugh. I said, I always thought anything meant, you know, anything, but you know, it was a gift. I gave it. He can keep it for 25 more years. But my mind is all about if you buy it, drink the stuff, you know, drink the stuff. Oh man, y'all ought to see my fridge right now. I got some nice beers in there. I got some nice beers to review. Oh boy, I want to do them all in one day, but that wouldn't be too good of an idea, would it? I'm always like impatient, like I want to do it. I want to review it. But I gotta watch it. I gotta calm down. Okay, but I think I'm gonna be back later today. Get ready. I got a surprise. Okay. So talk to y'all later. I'm going for a walk. Thanks for watching this video production.